Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bree. So I've been kind of neglecting this channel a little bit. I'm sorry. And I've been getting a lot of messages like, oh, I hope you post more and stuff like that. And I'm going to try. It's been a little chaotic for me, but I'm going to do my best. I'm currently at work, obviously. And I talked about how I am a teacher in South Korea. And a lot of you want to know how you can become a teacher in South Korea. So this video is basically just informing you on how you can move to a different country, or at least to South Korea, because that's all I know. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is to make sure that you're even eligible to teach abroad or in South Korea. So first, you need to have a bachelor's degree. You need to either be finishing up your bachelor's degree, so like you're about to get your diploma, or you need to already have it. Additional to that, you need to make sure that you don't have a criminal record. They do run a background check, so that's really important that you don't have a record. You have to do a medical checkup before you come. A lot of people were wondering like the different qualifications you need, and there's not really an age limit on what you have to be in order to come. I know there's a cap. I believe it's like 60 years old, but as long as you're over 18 and you have that degree, then you're fine. You have to have your background check done. It has to be done within 6 months, and then you have to get it notarized, and then you have to get it apostilled, and then you have to send it to Korea. But you also need to have a copy of your passport, and it cannot be expired within like 6 months of you leaving. So you have to make sure that that's up to date, and then you have to have a copy of it, but then you have to have it notarized, and then you have to have it authenticated, and all this takes a very long time. So if you're planning on coming to South Korea, I would start doing the process like 6 months before you even want to come. I was doing it a year before, so I had like everything all set and ready, so that way I didn't have to worry about trying to get everything together, because that can be really stressful. Another thing that you need now, because of COVID, is a negative COVID test within 48 hours of your flight. So that's stressful. You need to make sure you go to a center that gives you the test results within that time, because if not, then you cannot fly. When I was flying, they told me that I needed the signature seal of the doctor, but it literally had just changed that day, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna have that. And they were pretty cool with that. There's different types of schools that you can go with. You can go with public schools, private schools, which are called hagwons, or you can try to get like different like academy jobs or like university jobs. But those are harder to come around. Do your research on hagwons. There's different like Facebook groups and different like threads where it's like the blacklist of hagwons and like the good list, green list. Definitely look into that. Do your research. Don't just take the first school that you interview with just because you want to make sure that you can come, because that's not always the best school. And the recruiters, I had a really good recruiter. I went through a couple recruiters, and the ones before my last one were like horrible recruiters. So I was happy with the last one I got. She was pretty nice. So just be mindful that the recruiters do get commission off of it, so they're not really for you, they're for themselves. You do have to do a 2-week quarantine when you come. I mean, it's mandatory. It's to keep everyone safe, so that really shouldn't be an issue. It's boring though. It's really, really boring. Oh my gosh. It was so boring. It was so hard. It was so hard for me. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of what else. As long as your record's clean, you get all the paperwork done. Yeah, because you have to apply for a visa first, and that's why you need all those documents. And once you get approved for the visa, then you can, you know, like book your flight and all that stuff. And that process takes a while too, because you have to send everything to Korea, and then they have to send everything back. So it's just a stressful, tedious, long process. And if you're from a country that is not predominantly English speaking. So I believe it's New Zealand, the UK, Canada, Australia, and the US who can do it. I don't believe there's, oh, and South Africa. If you're not from these places, then you won't be able to get the E2 visa, which is the teacher's visa. So just be mindful of that. You have to be from one of those countries. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's different times that you can work. Some people work 2 to 10. I work 9 to 6 because I'm not working till 10 o'clock at night. No, that's not for me. Some people prefer that, but I don't like it. I love my school where I'm working at. Of course, there's ups and downs, but I think I lucked out pretty well. But yeah, so if you guys want to know any more about like teaching and like exactly what I do when I teach and stuff like that, then I can do another video on that. But this is literally about, this video right now is just about how you can become a teacher in South Korea. And yeah, just make sure that if you're choosing to do this, that you are aware that there's going to be struggles, and it's not always going to be the greatest time of your life, but that's how you grow and you learn. And if you're willing to put yourself up to the challenge, then I would definitely recommend it. If you guys have any questions about the process, then reach out to me. But you can get a lot of this information online. Some of the places that you can look for different like jobs in South Korea, or it's kind of like Craigslist here in South Korea that you can look for. It's something cafe. I will link it down. Dave's Cafe. It is called Dave's Cafe that you can find jobs on. You can do Facebook groups, so teaching jobs in South Korea, teaching jobs in Korea, English teaching jobs in Korea. Those are just some of the Facebook groups that you can look on there. Just make sure that you do your research. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, so when you do come, you need like passport photos, and you need a gazillion of them. I brought like 10 passport photos. I didn't need that much. You need about like 5 or 6, but I would definitely bring the passport photos because you're gonna need them for a lot of things, and it's just kind of a pain. You can get them here, but it's just kind of pain of like going and doing it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I would not recommend you come to South Korea to teach if you don't like kids. It's important that you like kids and that you are good with kids, because if not, then you should not be working with kids. Yeah, so if you guys want to know anything else about teaching, or my life in South Korea, just leave comments. And I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, you're not posting anything. I'm going to try to be consistent, show you a little bit more of my like social life, I guess. So yeah, thank you guys, and bye.